What it do, Moody?
What's
How you
up?
doing, brother?
Doing well.
Out here on this porch still.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's the middles of spring, just because it's not sunny, but it's not too bad. Like I'm a little, as I tend to be colder, but it's not that bad.
No,
Should
it
not
feels
be out
fine.
here,
It feels fine. How much is it? Yeah, it's 63 right now.
but it feels like
It's just
probably
like the
like
gentle breeze, and you're
Yeah.
like, you acting like you anemic. You like, man, I might need a blanket.
I like to be comfortable, but we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I ain't got no Percy's for real. Just a
I
lot
told
to
you what my
recap.
Percy is like. My Percy is just simple. We had the voting and election here to gerrymander the maps here, and
Oh yeah.
I went out and voted. I voted for the yes referendum,
Mm-hmm.
and that ended up winning. And my whole point is, at the end of the day, just go out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
This vote won by over like 90,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the difference between a yes and a no, and so it's like pretty close. But
Very
again,
close.
now you got people trying to tell you that, oh yeah, this court justice guy in fucking somewhere in Southwest Virginia
Mm-hmm.
talking about, oh, this is an illegal election or whatever and stuff like that. And you got other people talking about, let's make DC Square again and move parts of Alexandria and Arlington into the DC area, taking away representatives and people's ability to vote. So all I'm saying, people are going to try to make you feel like your vote's invalid or make you apathetic to even trying to vote and go out and vote. They rather do that is just make you stop voting in general. But no, that's your strongest ability that you can have. I know it seems optimistic, but again, at the end of the day, your voice is heard. Now, again, if we get to the point where, again, the way these courts are like packed and whatnot, that everything just gets ignored, then we're living in a dictatorship at that point. But as long as we have this thing that we call democracy, and if we actually have, like I said, more than the actual participation that we're typically getting, we would probably have a better idea of what we have. But just go out and vote.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, whatever you believe in, go out and vote. And just, hey, if you win, you win. You lose. But doesn't mean that
it's rigged.
that your voice wasn't heard.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's rigged. Yeah.
Let's
get to this WrestleMania recap.
Okay,
let's go.
start the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
The crowd, I was behaved. Samson, with my back.
Front row. Top row. That's the re-up.
A weekly stroll through the avenue. All right.
All of us here on this YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and on our
Episode 94 of the Wrestling Re-Up podcast. I took a large sip before, like in that break, before I jump in to say the tagline of the show. I was like, oh, that's a larger sip than I expected. So I was like, oh, I need to finish this so I can actually say the line on time. But who's the favorite scale? 94.
The best one is DeMarcus Ware. That's the one. It's DeMarcus Ware's number. But
Charles Haley is a
Haley,
4 or 5 times
also,
Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer.
And Hall of Famer. So yeah, but I'd say between those two.
And Deron Payne, current Washington Commander. So shout out to him.
That's basically those
draft season going on right now. We're on like pick 174 of the 5th round.
Yep.
So,
but on to the end of season 2. You held serve at the very end.
Yes.
You held serve.
Thank you, Rhea.
Yeah.
Because I switched my pick at the last minute because we had both agreed that Jade, I think, was going to win. And then I was like, let me pick Rhea here because...
I mean, it's just too, like you said, she's stone cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, and let's just get to the night 1 recap. Definitely immediately as we were watching this, I was like, bro, there was a whole lot of backlash. I think everybody said this was
night
fucking...
1 was terrible for a lot of people.
This was rough.
We had it on, but yeah, there was nothing really intention grabbing.
Yeah.
Like when you're watching that, like, oh yeah, night 1, I should go back and rewatch. I mean, the Gunther, and we'll go through the card, but like it started with Division losing.
Yep.
To the Usos and LA Knight. But I Show Speed ends up getting turned on by Logan Paul.
But eventually, he gets the last laugh.
Yeah, jumps off the top of the ring
post
and into the table.
Yeah, through the table. Yeah, great spot from him. We were just talking about natural athleticism. That's the one thing that he was showing in there, where it's like, hey, for the celebrity spot, that's good,
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed the Jacob and Drew match. I enjoyed that. Jacob retained or won in this case. So
yep.
We'll follow up with Jacob and what he did in the fall this coming week. Fallout from that, but yeah, I mean, obviously Drew can take these kind of L's. You don't want him to always kind of take them, but like I think in the way the narrative of how the story was supposed to play out, and like I said, his promo that Jacob cut the Friday prior to WrestleMania on the cop car, I was like, okay, yeah.
I think this is where I think it's uniquely when we talk about people who are indestructible. I wouldn't say Drew is indestructible, but almost in a way, because it fits with his gimmick of being like vindictive and like just vengeance driven, and everybody's always against him. So it's like it also feeds the beast of Drew, and that's the best Drew. The trick with Drew is not to overcook it, because I think that's what happened with Damian and him, like on Raw, and then finally, when Damian left after losing the title, he came over to SmackDown. He was like, all right, that's a lie. That kind of got ran into the ground. But this was really good. The only reason that this isn't as good as Punk and Drew is because, like I said, Jacob Fatu's not CM Punk. So, but yeah, no, this was a great. I would say probably, if not this, I mean, all the wrestling was really short on this too. I was gonna point out that most of their fighting was like not even the match, technically starting yet. So.
I mean, the longest match on here was obviously the main event. One of the shortest matches, a couple of the shortest matches, the women's 4-way tag title match. We both picked Bayley and Lyra, but as we should have known, and I was projecting like where Paige, because it was announced that she was returning, where she would return in one of these matches. I didn't even think about any of the tag team matches because I'm like, that makes sense. But also, we also heard rumor that Nikki was hurt and she couldn't probably participate. And were they going to take the Bellas out? But come to find out, Nikki is replaced by Paige, and Paige and Brie win the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, dope. Definitely. Yeah. Well, like I said, this WrestleMania will be the IR or pup list WrestleMania. Like even in this spot, it's dope to get Paige's return. At least it's on Mania. But then again, I did feel like this was definitely a Raw after Mania spot. But either way.
But I was going to ask you, I asked you though too when we were watching this. I was like, do you think the Bellas would have won this if they were both healthy?
I would have said no, but that just would have been wrong.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still would have taken Bayley and Lyra, but I mean, we've gone over this before. But I know you was watching, Total Divas and Total Bellas, where I missed that train, and like personally, outside of like the original Twin Magic stuff, and like. Not to be misogynistic, but like, what was it, the Rack Attack? Like, because I know what Nikki got, implants while she was there and stuff. So like, just, I mean, also traditionally, I mean, in WWE, you lean into your sexiness and stuff like that. But like, they never really connected with me that much. Like, even back when they were wrestling. Like, so as far as like, having this return of like, oh, this is an era of women, I respect it. Yes, she is a part of this era of women. She just wasn't, that high on my list, for that era. That's all. But like I said, I can be wrong. I'm wrong. So, they're for somebody.
Hey, they're super popular.
Exactly. No, you're right.
Women's match, Intercontinental match, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, first 3-time.
We both were wrong on this too. No, I was wrong. You were right. And that was kind of the turning point for night one for me, I think.
Because both of the women's championships changed on this night, but not the other night. That's what happened. So.
And so, short match, but I think still fun. I mean, AJ had a nice little intro coming out with the kids, taunting Becky.
Yeah.
And it's the same logic too. Now I think about it, it's the same logic that I was saying that like with, Tatum Paxley and Blake Monroe. I was like, you can't be holding somebody else's belt and not get a get back.
Yeah, right.
It's the same thing. It's like you can't be talking about like your daughter is I'm her favorite wrestler.
I mean,
it's like
that's just smack talk. That's building a fight. That's fine.
I just feel like Becky's got to get her get back.
Yeah. You just knew it, that actually hurt Becky the character. It did. Like, that when she would say that to her, you were like, "Oh, you bitch." That's definitely what was motivating her for sure.
So,
but yeah, we get more history from Becky.
I should have known. Yeah.
I'd say we get our, work match of the night for sure. Next up, which is Seth and Gunther. Gunther getting the win. And I called this down perfectly, I don't know. What's the best pitch in baseball? Like high inside fastball, right? It's like the most unhittable or some shit, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, I was asking for an opinion, but I would guess that. But either way, I crushed this I was like, this whole deal we got with Paul Heyman, it don't necessarily need to win, but I'm like, I don't feel like Gunther's going to lose twice in a row. And just calling Braun Breaker's return in this. We get one super spear to, that we don't see coming. And then the other one, after the match is over.
He's running down because the shot of him running down the ramp looked great.
That was the one where I was like,
especially, but it got funny because on the replay, it was at the end. He was like,
no, that shit was funny. That's where I was like,
and then he missed on the spear.
Yeah, it was a very soft spear. I mean, as fast as he goes, the super spear looks great because he does the roll through thing with it, somersault. But he did miss kind of wide. Even though we're supposed to be he got up to speed though. That thing was
that was 75 yards they were talking about.
Exactly. They were like, let him show it up, and he was downhill too.
Yeah.
So that man,
you imagine he what's his face? Not Apollo Crews. The dude that fell in the Rumble.
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. He busted his ass.
I was like, that's the opposite of that. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah,
that would have been hilarious.
That shit is fucking funny. Oh man, that would have been.
Yeah, Paul Gunther got the win, and now Paul Heyman owes him his get back.
Yep, a favor of some type. And then we got
one of the shortest women's matches.
Yeah, I think this was 8 minutes.
This was less than 8 minutes.
Yeah,
7 minutes and some change, I feel like.
Yeah. Liv Morgan becoming a 4-time women's champion, beating Stephanie Becker. And
this was I lost it.
Entrances.
Well, this is the other one I got wrong. I picked Stephanie.
Yeah. But the entrances, Lord, the little. Well, we got the debut video of over the weekend we got the debut video, and now we got a performance at WrestleMania. What would you give that? Just the performance.
It is what it is. I get it.
No, I mean, great. Obviously, we're not dancers, but I'm just saying for what it did for the character of Liv. Would you give that grade? I guess. I mean, in kayfabe, Liv Morgan, she went to dance class. The character of Liv, and was like. This is effectively a Joe Hendry diss. You know what I'm saying?
I give her a B+, A-, just for the fact that you said you still have to take the time to learn all this and practice it and choreograph it. Sure, it's not you just kind of coming out after somebody else is performing or whatever it may be. And so do I guess for how much does it do for the character?
Oh, it doesn't do that much.
B+, B, I didn't really care for it.
I didn't care for it either, but that's my gentlest read is the character of Liv, is fuck this bitch so much. I'm gonna dance in front of her. But this was, even though I enjoyed this match, this was another one where I feel like you got to drop the whole letter grade of just how short everything was. Where I would have loved another 7-8 minutes.
The entire card that we just went through, no match, I believe, was more than 10 minutes.
Insane.
Maybe the Seth and Gunther got 12 minutes or something like that, but
it's insane, man. But either way, our main event,
which also got the most vitriol, is the main event for night one. I didn't care about this at all. I told you, as soon as Pat got invested in this, I was like, okay,
I remained hopeful. I was just please just do the right. Similar to night 2, we're gonna get there with Oba and Brock. I was just just do the right thing, regardless of Pat. Randy should have won this. I even asked you, even as just we're just fans in general. It's we're about ready for a Randy title win. Great heel Randy. Cody retains, activates the Super Cena, whatever that. I think Cena probably is legendary. I mean, he is the GOAT. He's probably super. That's probably a badge in itself on 2K, just the Super Cena badge to channel that big main event, good guy face. Only the top guy in the company can unlock that badge, and that's exactly what happened. And he's able to overcome. Pat in this match.
Yeah, who else was in? Pat got taken out in the beginning of the match, and then he came back. try to be the ref, and then Randy was just like basically not even having it with Pat at that time. During the entire night, so they were basically trying to distance him away from Pat, and Cody ends up retaining.
Yeah, that's right. Jelly Roll was the reinforcement for that.
I see. I totally blanked out
because that's what I was trying to remember. So I was like, but it wasn't because it wasn't either one of them that took those guys out. It was each other because Jelly Roll was there, and I'm gonna do a running splash off the announce desk. Yeah, and that was like maybe 4 minutes in. Like it was pretty early in the match.
Yeah, but didn't care for the match.
Yeah,
after effects of it, or like Cody is celebrating, and then Randy jumps him from behind and punts him in the head, and now Cody's got a black eye and everything like that. I'm like,
that's a legit black eye.
Maybe my theory is I think Randy was supposed to win at Mania, but I think that was prior to Pat getting involved.
Yeah,
and now that Pat is gone, Jelly Roll said he doesn't want to be involved anymore right now at the moment, just because he just feels like, I'm not supposed to be here and he doesn't want to they don't want to get booed. It's more of just like they know they're bringing more X-Pac heat to the product, and they're just like, I can step away. I'm fine.
Exactly.
Like I get what's happening.
Yeah. Like, they're actually fans where they can be tapped in and be like, this is.
And so I think I would not be surprised if Randy beats Cody at Backlash for the title, as like this was the original. What you call it?
The actual plan for Mania.
Yeah.
Very similar to like the feeling of like Cena winning at
Backlash.
Or he won Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And it's like this was clearly Mania.
Yeah. Or turning on Cody at Mania, Elimination Chamber. But
yeah.
That was night one. I went 3 for 3. You went 4 for 2, and you cut down my 2-point lead to 1. And I tried to.
You held serve.
Yeah. Sunday.
The way better night. Yeah.
We end up as a draw in this show, so our 13th tie of the season. I mean, it started off great with Oba, Brock.
Yeah.
Not nearly not even a squash, really. They gave him a little bit of time. I wish Oba was a little bit more dominant, but I guess he was dominant for Brock's, now we know, I guess, last match.
Last Mania. I still don't believe it's the last match. SummerSlam is still in Minneapolis.
Yeah, but he took off his gear and stuff like that. He walked out barefoot, so...
Yeah, that's the symbol or whatever, but sure, maybe it is. But I'd say if it is, dope. I mean, I know WWE posted like on their YouTube channel the career retrospective of Brock and all this stuff, and they were showing highlights on Raw and everything. But like when you talk about like Cameron, like just like how he just flipped, Mania on its head, just. Making fun of Jay being like Saturday.
I was like,
I'm
like, that's gonna be a thing now. Like, being a Saturday WrestleMania nigga instead of a Sunday.
And that's the thing. We already knew that as fans.
Yeah.
But like, you don't say that out loud, and you just made it. And like, for what they did to split these 2 nights of quality,
this had one less match than last night.
Yeah, and because I was gonna say. Even before the match happened, we were both saying, I was like, they got the match to do something presidential. Like, we can just call it. Like, if it's just under 5 minutes, fucking bing, bang, bomb, like, I count this as still a presidential. They did the right thing. Oba winning.
Top show.
See, I feel because you would say it shouldn't have been like, Brock shouldn't have got as much offense.
Yeah.
Is that what you would say?
I'd say the match should have been, fine. He should have got Brock.
That's fine.
Got Kofi.
That's fine. But I still... Once again, we're going to lean into it. Like you said, you brought up him taking his gloves off and shit. So if that's his last match and we're supposed to believe that, that's got to be presidential. But regardless, I still got it for the moment because I do believe that is the mantle of, like, as you got the lineage of like Undertaker giving it to Brock, however much the symbology of that is, because that was WrestleMania 30. So this is now 12 years later that we can predict in WrestleMania 55. Maybe Oba will give it to the next giant motherfucker, But, sick. Like that, and obviously our main event. Let's get the headlines out of the way. Might as well, I guess, chew into them. But Roman, we both get we was like, that's absolutely, he's not losing twice in a row. They gave us an absolute classic. Yeah, I believe in the moment too, for sure.
I really love the story of
that. This was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And you talk about like, I think this is like just those 2 things between Oba or Oba winning, and then. Yeah, the storytelling. This was like WWE at its peak. They gave us a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this is definitely.
You could only get
this with this like, is an Uppy nominee.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like we got 3 this week.
We're
at bare minimum with Oba winning, Roman winning, and Darby winning.
Yeah.
Different categories for sure. But because, like I said, that's a TV moment of the week for Darby. But either way, yeah, the story that we were talking about though, like,
even Punk's internal story, just like the old dog. How long can he survive?
Yeah, and it's funny because like near the climax of this match is we get my most hated spot in all of wrestling. He had been doing it since AEW, and I always hated it. But we have to believe hitting Roman with a GTS,
twice.
Twice, but hitting him once, rebounding off the ropes because I'm dazed, and falling back into because Punk just takes a knee and knows they're gonna fall on him. All right, whatever. It's the biggest match of his career. It's the big, Sunday main event, real main event spot.
That's how we close out the show.
As much as like we've been talking about it, and we get even like, man, chef's kiss on we talked about the quality of like the vignette, building the story of the match and all that stuff.
Yeah, they got a lot. I was saying they got a lot of good clips.
Everything, yeah, exactly. Very Austin Rock 17 for sure. And as he's trying to deliver the second GTS, the legs, they shake. Great. Obviously, I mean, we know CM Punk is the fucking best, and we have been talking about how he looks like he's dying, and finally he just didn't have the gas in the tank, where he think he's got fight in him, and Roman just laughs. They're down on the ground, and CM Punk knows he ain't got no more left. Like, he wants to fight. The spirit's there, but the body isn't there.
When he's eyeing him, and like when they're like both like laying on the ground, he throws that punch and it just misses, and he just flops, and it's like, yo, that's perfect storytelling.
That's very similar to the Triple H Undertaker Hell in a Cell, the end of the era match, because Triple H knows he's done. And he just gives him like the cross chop and walks into the sledgehammer. He's like, fuck it. So great stuff. Yeah, both those guys just knew they were on E. They couldn't do any more.
I think I heard Meltzer I've heard Meltzer's never given a 5-star match to a WWE product. I think I heard this might have got it. Who gives a fuck what Meltzer has to say? Sure. But like, it's that good. It's that great of a match. So if you haven't seen it, please go watch that match. I'm sure they probably put the full length
on Netflix
YouTube and whatnot.
Netflix. Yep, the WrestleMania vault. Up there. Those are the two big ones. Those for sure that we're gonna remember through the year.
We go back in order. The second match of the card was a 6-pack ladder match, and we
both had too much shit on our dick. We overthought it.
JD, and it should have been Penta. I think where I fucked up asking the question last week was the fact, like, I said if it wasn't Penta retaining, who would you pick to win this? And I think we just stuck with that and not even consider Penta.
Because we also thought the obvious answer to that was Javon. Yeah. Because I was like, you could just make another one, but it's more than believable that Penta retained. And he did.
Yeah.
Thank God Ray didn't win it. that was the concern.
We should have known JD was going to take the gnarliest spot.
Yeah, because that's what he's there for.
And we would have like I said, it would have been like a destroyer on the ladder like that. Like, geez.
He's got the hard noggin. It's like he just came back from injury. Like, no, he's taken some fucking bumps and been hurt. Also, already being on main roster and shit. Like, remember he usually does that moonsault to the outside. I remember on Raw, and he hit his head on the announce table.
Yeah, like he got a collapsed lung.
He had a collapsed lung one time.
Damn. That was the same. That
was the same thing.
Same thing. He flipped and he hit his back on the announce table and collapsed his lung, but then still finished the match.
Yeah.
That's why he gets that nickname, like Iron Lung.
Yeah. But yeah, enjoyable. This was our party.
This was a great match. Yeah, this was a great match. Sammy and Trick for the U.S. title, and I was wrong.
Yeah, Trick had to win this. This was, and it was funny because like even just the entrance, just letting us know that Trick. I mean, obviously,
Yachty coming out his, well-known.
Oh yeah, his like come
entrance.
Out. Yeah. But even with the entrance of Trick, them letting us know that he's the belle of the ball, like literally,
he came out with a long trail,
the longest train you've ever seen, which is like that is fire as shit, and it's like just once again into that, blaxploitation, the Mac, more modernly Black Dynamite.
Yeah, for me, that's Black Dynamite for me.
Yeah, you already know it's all the old school. Pimps. You can't say he a pimp. No. That's clearly the character that he is. He even we'll get to it on SmackDown, but he leaned into it a little bit. I loved. But yeah, Trick got his christening, and he's the new U.S. champion. What was the spot of this for you for the match? I don't remember this being too long either.
No, I don't remember this, but it's been a while too. I got so much to go through this week. Put me on the spot. I don't have really one.
Mm-hmm, yeah, right. I think that's the problem with like we got with the. I mean, we know we got plenty of time with Roman and CM Punk, but the other one was if I had to say the other most longest one was it wasn't Finn and Dominic. It was a 6-pack.
Yeah,
the 6-pack would have been next longest. Okay. But either way, we get the demon version of Finn Balor. This was obvious, like the most giveaway. It was like Dominic's gonna get coup de grace to hell, but for sure. Had to get
fun match, and finally, the demon finally won. I feel like it's been a while since the demons won in a match.
Yeah,
whenever Finn Balor's pulled it out, so
because it's always used. The Finn, like the demon Finn, is always used for like, oh, this is when he's serious, and you push him for the believable challenge for the week against the title, and it's like, he never wins,
never works out.
And the last one when he did it was, or one that I infamously remember was when he played against Bray, and he just got destroyed. It's just. And then where I was wrong,
this is where I came back and able to tie it up for the night.
I said definitely. This was hopeful. I knew this obviously.
I had Jay too before I changed it last second. So,
but like I said, I was just hopeful. I'm like, all right, so what are we doing with the faction now? Because in character, it doesn't really, or not to say it doesn't make sense, but like going forward, it's interesting. Where is Jade gonna land now? But Rhea, Lisa, of course, she's the 96. She's the highest rated woman in 2K, and didn't win last year. Of course, you got to get that Riptide. And it was a dope match fucking from both of them.
When I saw that was Jade's best match.
It easily was. People were hard on her. It was easily her best match. And like I said, watching what she calls the Sandstorm debuting a new, I would say ult, but she didn't get the win. So I guess we'll say signature. The Sandstorm, which that's where I freaked out at. I was like, that's a one-winged angel, bitch. Like, oh shit. Like,
shout out to Kenny.
No, facts. And she talked about it afterwards. That was a shout to Kenny. Yeah. And she was like, I got shit in my bag. Like, for real, I can do that. So but
it looked great too.
Oh, clean as a daisy. That's why I recognized it immediately. I was like, is she gonna win with this? But she ain't felt that Riptide before. That's what I said before.
I think you were disappointed because you were like, she needed to take more than one Riptide. And the fact that she went down on one,
that's what kind of
deflated you.
Well, because she's got the physique of like a monster in the women's division, and granted, that was also part of story. Like, oh, you're just a show pony. That's what Rhea was saying.
Real
so
muscle.
It's like exactly. Yeah. So it's like we got like, I mean, when she debuted and we got a visual of her and Charlotte together, and it was just like, that's what you want to see. Like, that's a big one. You see it, like, she got that shit together. So I just wanted to she at least needed to take 2, but the best women's match of the week for sure. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So now that officially makes the people who have kicked out of the One Wing Angel Okada, MJF, and Rhea Ripley. That is the end of the list.
But I also said, like, you have to demarcate that because there's a big line between WWE letting that move happen for a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's I was like, I guess you can't let that much of a shout out. Yeah. Then you're like, oh shit, is Kenny coming to AEW?
Class? Yes, you can probably do that in AEW.
Because nobody else does that. That's
you can't do the vice versa.
That's what's because it's like he is an indie god, and it's like, if anybody else does that, he invented that move. Ain't nobody else doing that move.
The One Wing Angel.
Yeah. So it's like, that's got to be. That was a personal shout. That was my oh shit. That was probably, for sure. Besides Roman and CM Punk because of the drama, that was definitely my oh shit moment of probably the entire weekend. So, great showing for both of those women.
And that is the end of season 2.
Oh, excuse me.
I finished +1 on the record, 9, 8, and 13. Reverse that for you, which would be 8, 9, and 13. But overall, I was only to make
You made a dent into it by 1.
Yeah, by 1 on the overall for 14, 21, and 16 for me. 21, 14, 16 for you. And now we're on to season 3. We don't have the next pop-up is it Backlash or is there an AEW one?
I would think it's Backlash. I'll look at it.
Backlash is like the first week of May.
Yeah, because that's pretty quick,
which is like next week.
We'll move on to Raw.
Yeah, let's go to the Fallout. So WrestleMania week and Monday Night Raw. watched some of this. The thing that stood out to me, did I have anything on my card? No, I did not fill out today. Jacob, yeah, I put that in primo. Jacob challenging Roman, because honestly, unexpected by me. Again, I kind of was thinking because Jacob's on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't consider him as a challenger for Roman Reigns. But I like it. It makes sense. And again, the surprise factor, I'm intrigued.
Double or Nothing, May 24th.
So Backlash is first. Okay.
Yeah.
So first points is Backlash in like a week and a half, I want to say.
We got some featured, collisions. We got a Spring Breakthrough, a feature that's April, or that actually happened already. Fairway to Hell, that's a collision feature. And that's May 9th. So that's the next one, but that's it.
But yeah, Jacob challenging Roman caught me by surprise, but I like it, and I'm intrigued. And we storyboarded a whole goddamn storyline of like, this is Jacob this is the reformation of the bloodline, because Roman came out with Jay and Jimmy in their Raiders jerseys, and Roman came out with Jay and Jimmy, and they're in the Raiders jerseys. And I said the bloodline is back. You say they're not back yet.
Not quite. They were almost there.
And I said, you get Jacob, basically, like you said, when Jay was challenging Roman in the Hell in a Cell and Jimmy had to come in and throw on the white flag, like basically set him straight and get him back into the family. You do that with Jacob. Solo looks like he's about to get kicked out of the MFTs. And he cries coming back to the tribal chief.
Good. And
he's got to show his loyalty by doing something dastardly to show his loyalty back to his family and his own tribal chief. Or maybe that's when you get that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's great storyboarding.
Going, I'm like, yeah. And again, in my mind, I'm like, it has the potential to be great.
I'm gonna add to this. I know, because we can't help but storyboard. But as I pointed out, or we know what they show us, the week after Mania, you gotta pay attention to, because that's gonna be storyline for the year. They want this, like, they got all the eyes.
It could be for the summer, but yeah.
Sure. But either way, they know they got us right now, as it's WrestleMania season, and this is the quick follow-up. So just to add to your point, yeah, it looks like Solo's going to get kicked out, right? Granted, Solo seceded himself, right, to become MFT and all that type of shit. Jacob is your problem right now, because he's challenging the tribal chief, beating him into submission or whatever. You effectively swap Solo and Jacob, and because he brought him in to MFT originally, right? But then Solo can turn on to get back in with the bloodline in a good sense.
Yeah.
So you still get, like, I guess that would be the extended original bloodline when he first came up from NXT. And now you got Tama as leader, as we've been saying, and Jacob is still the rabid, Samoan.
There's a lot of ways you can go with it. Yeah. There's a lot of ways you can go with it.
Tongans versus the Samoans.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, but
very intriguing. Because
initially I was like, damn, like that means Jacob obviously is going to lose at Backlash. Yeah. I'll keep plugging the laptop.
I was doing that right now.
Jacob is definitely going to lose at Backlash. He's not beating Roman.
Yeah.
Because the Usos are just going to come in and super kick his ass to hell, and
I think
Roman's still going to retain.
Just to put a period on my point of saying that they're not back, is because we got this. We got, Roman. We got them walking in where they're feeling good. They said it. They even talked about being equals, and it seems like, Roman is honest and all this stuff. And Jay is the one who's on the mic for the most time, like hyping him up and all this type of shit, and saying we the ones doing the catchphrase. So they acknowledge him first, and it's not all the way there yet. Obviously, I mean, Roman doesn't need to acknowledge himself, but it's all about the final image. We didn't get the image of that. So that's where I'm saying we either need to just hear Roman, or not Roman, Jacob acknowledge him, which is exactly where we're going. And I just think that's going to be the point where you say the bloodline is here now, and we get black and red shit. Do you
think the bloodline is not officially back? Like, say they get Solo, Jacob, the Usos back together, and they're all under Roman's umbrella as the bloodline. Are they the bloodline until they get their wise chief?
You don't need him because he's the tribal chief. You're still a bloodline without him.
Their wise man.
The wise man. Yeah, I know. Right,
do they need their wise man?
No, you don't need the wise man.
I don't think so either.
No.
Just throwing that hypothetical out there.
I think this is
when do you consider them to be bloodline again?
I think
because I say even right now, even just having Roman having the Usos back is that's technically outside of Paul Heyman. That's technically the original bloodline because Solo wasn't there for like a year.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So
I mean, we know that like
and
when
maybe
it comes to
like
the top,
do they need Sammy?
No, you don't need Sammy. But when it comes to like Roman's character specifically, you know, it's a very nuanced and like there's no wasted motion with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything does deserve an extra look because you're talking about when you talk about Roman, you're talking about long-term booking for sure. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can see that you want to give us that image. Like we have the idea in our head clearly, but you need that. I mean, because Jimmy and Jay haven't gotten physical with Jacob yet. Not on the behalf of Roman.
Yeah, they did.
On the behalf of Roman?
Didn't they just super kick him on Monday?
That was that was so just now. But that was before or that was after. They didn't throw the ones up after that. I gotta remember that.
Go back and watch that. But I felt like there was some physicality that came in after that confrontation at the end of the show. And I feel like
they beat him down. Like I think he got the drop. Maybe.
Or maybe he super kicked somebody.
I think he super kicked that. He went on the offensive, which is like once again, I think you just see that. If you're Roman, you're their tribal chief.
We gotta look back at the tape.
That's just your crazy cousin, you know, the one I've been locked down, all that stuff. So it's like, hey, chill all that shit out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still love you all because you got to play the tribal chief thing. So
you get your tribal chief. Did he super kick the tribal chief?
No, he didn't touch Roman.
It was one of the Usos.
It was the Usos.
It was probably Jay.
Yeah,
he be talking a lot.
But yeah, we chewed that up a whole lot. We're already what? Damn, we deep 35 minutes in.
We just started. That's 5-10 minutes. Stupid Seth beat down by division.
Yeah, I just say stupid Seth because anytime when we know you're a white meat baby face at this point that he is, and you're going on up like, oh, I'll fight you all right now. That's always just stupid. So that's all that is. But the continuation, I mean, I still want to see what Seth does. I mean, for sure, especially with like, because he is outnumbered. So what are you gonna do? Because I mean, Braun Breaker didn't even get to like get his hands on you for real because you haven't had a match yet. But he has speared you 3 times in the last 48 hours. So he's up against the wall of it right now. So it's like I still feel like this is probably the angle that you're still getting. Like there's no title and everything. Like I said, there should have been, but we still landed in the same spot where the vision is with Braun and Seth.
And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther felt some type of way that like again, he's a tape watcher. He's going back analyzing his game to see how he improves, and he's like, bro, like I did not need Braun Breaker to come in this match and help me.
Yeah.
Like I think that bothers Gunther.
Oh, it does, yeah, for sure. But I'm intrigued. We'll see what your boy Seth does. His back is up against the wall now.
Gonna whip his goddamn ass. What's gonna happen?
Are we just gonna do that one by one
to go rehash his goddamn gimmick?
Oh, Gunther's gonna do that?
No, Seth against Braun Breaker.
Oh, wow.
Like he's about to send Braun Breaker back to NXT.
Oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do. Okay.
That's what he's gonna do. Learn something.
He's losing.
Learn something.
I think he'll lose to Seth.
Seth ain't losing back to back. Seth ain't losing back to back. He ain't losing.
Backlash.
His first WrestleMania. He just came back and he lost.
Seth is indestructible. We know he's indestructive. So again, Seth will lose back to back.
That's my guy. I got
he's losing.
Like Kobe. He's losing. He's not. That would.
But it's believable because he's outnumbered. So like I said, what are you gonna do? Ain't nobody that's gonna run up.
Braun Breaker comes. Not Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed comes back. He ain't coming back right now.
No, but you still got the Vision. Or well, you are the Vision still, but I mean, you know what I mean.
Logan. You got Logan and what's his name? Austin Theory. Yeah. He better. He
and presumably still Paul Heyman for however much he's there because he ain't with Seth. So
Gunther is gonna side with Seth.
Gunther?
Yes. Because again, he's like, nah, I want to run this shit back. So I'd rather you get this win, be done with this shit, and then challenge me again.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, that's my
book.
Mania. No, I feel you.
Yeah. Liv getting the win over Soul. Ruka making her debut on Raw with Zarya interference.
Another stupid face. Another dumbass face just coming into the ring with Judgment Day on your debut, calling out the champion. And obviously you want to make a splash, no pun intended, with her surf gimmick. But it's like, yo, they're heels. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why isn't Raquel Tejana on her ass right now? Like,
so, again, knowing we already knew Zarya and Soul were going to have their grudge match on NXT the next night. Their street fight at NXT Revenge. Would you have been like what percentage odds would you give? Because this was for the women's title, or is this just a match?
No, this was just a match.
Okay,
no.
Then my kind of question is kind of moot. But I was gonna ask if it was for the title, what percentage chance would you, knowing that she has a match with Zarya the next night, street fight? What are your odds of her winning the title?
I would say
in that moment.
0.1%, whatever the less than 1 point. When you're in the
you
draft.
Wouldn't give her any chance to.
No, because you're not going to show up back on NXT as the women's champion. Like your first day the first week that you left, and then you're going to lose to Zarya. Like that obviously wouldn't have you. That's different booking, but no, you're not doing that.
Okay.
No, less than 0.1%.
Yeah. I guess she would. I guess if she did win the title, she wouldn't lose the next night.
No, exactly.
It's almost like
yeah. But continuing on with the debuts, Ethan Page gets his debut.
My boy, all ego.
Most part, I like him too. Shit, yeah.
You watched him longer before me,
yeah. I even liking the backstage segment when he sees Javon to get the setup for the match, and interrupt him, and Javon being almost not quite the Saquon Sugars level, but great acting that Javon does. Like he immediately hears the voice and he's like, "Man, I already know this."
Yeah,
like, I ain't even got to look over there. I already know it's you. Like I'm the Black Dynamite shit. Like that's my favorite line of the entire movie. Shit, but
that's how you get over like
even
a black character into like a black audience is just like just let the black person be natural and be able to. As we're watching it, like we know what he is feeling in that moment. It's like that is like in Blackening when it's like you just have that look conversation, and then he was like, "You don't think I heard everything?"
He was like, "You heard that?" Yes,
I heard it.
I speak black eyesight. Like, what are you talking about? I speak eye contact, bro. But I could have sworn there wasn't an interference in this, or was it just a heel spot from Page? It was just clean as a heel from Page that he won. I forget exactly, but I
gotta run back to tape. I've honestly been knee deep in draft stuff this week, so I said you're gonna have to carry me for most of this week.
And then the last mid I called it Cody and Punk are losers because CM Punk was out there talking about how he was, or Cody was out there talking about the war he been through and stuff.
Yeah.
And CM Punk going out there like, I lost the title, but titles come and go, man. He's he's very lax about it.
I feel like he was shooting though. Like I think there was like it was a work shoot. Like there's some stuff that like
CM Punk. Tell me when he's not work shooting. That's kind of his character.
But I do think like in this moment, it's not like your aggressive ones that we would imagine. Like this is more of him just being like, because he had the jacket on at WrestleMania with like the people's names on it that were significant to either personally or within wrestling, and
we had the return of his Ring of Honor theme. Like the one that he used before Cult of Personality.
Oh, did he?
That was the lead up into Cult of Personality.
Okay.
We had that whole.
I probably had the volume download, so I didn't really pick that up. Yeah. But I remember he had the walkthrough. I didn't know they were playing something different than that.
Yeah, they were playing his old Ring of Honor highlights and shit.
Yeah, so I thought it was, I can understand because again, when we fill out our Notion doc of rankings, like when we have it in mid and we have like 4 mids, they're in order of power ranking. So I can understand why you have this as like the last mid because the other ones are debuts and matches and
Yeah, this is just Fallout. This is just epilogue.
But no, this was I think it's interesting that Cody gave him a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was just Cody riffing and also just work shooting at that point, but. And like it's just kind of like a throwaway. I guess it would be like if being honest in that moment in real life, he's like, yeah, you can get this title shot anytime you want. Backstage, producers, and all that stuff, and as far as where they see the rest of the year going,
storyline and stuff.
I don't know if that's a thing. So
yeah,
I'm kind of not 50-50 with it. I leaned more that's like, yeah, that is a storyline point that they're going to explore sooner than later.
That's within the year, as I said. That storyline.
I think that's within the next 2-3 months.
Sure.
Yeah.
Either way, we got the look of CM Punk, having a hand on Cody's title and like just looking at it, giving it the extra look as we've seen, people do historically. So for sure, we're gonna get that match.
Did you think that it's a possible way to get Sami Zayn versus CM Punk? Because Cody was all bitching about to Sammy how you just trying to let opportunities come into your way and this, that, and the third, and you need to take your opportunities when they're handed to you. Or when you need to go find your opportunities and stop waiting for them to kind of fall in your lap.
Yeah.
And then you're just letting CM Punk get a title shot.
I mean, Cody had it on the table. You can't be mad at Cody for that. He was literally for weeks.
Sammy is basically on the verge of a heel turn.
No, for sure.
A heel. He's not a heel, but
interestingly enough, yes, because obviously they were cheering Trick and shit at WrestleMania. But in this,
they were booing him last night on SmackDown.
We'll get to that. Yeah. But I was gonna mention that after that whole segment we'll get to, he did high five the people because you still got to double down. He's still a face. Like directly after that, he did extra work.
It's the Sammy that we always knew, where it's like, I get it, but you're way too.
So they're too ahead. You're not supposed to be booing yet. So.
No, but I'm saying like Sammy as a character, where it's like he's like the conspiracy Sammy, where he's like, okay, I understand your point, like you're frustrated and this, that, and the third, but like you're just way too off edge.
Yeah.
To be like, rational about
There's a little bit of Drew McIntyre in it. It's misguided. Yeah, frustration. Because Cody said it in his face. He's like, "What is this about? You said this. Like, you want a title shot?" He gave it to him. He's like, "All you got to do is say that." Like, so.
But I understand that.
And but Punk was saying how he didn't feel like a loser, and go ahead and rep hard, Cody, champ. And then the last shakes that I had was Obafemi,
coming from Roman.
Yep, and you don't even gotta. Once again, you speak lightly. You don't gotta say that much. Right, because the whole crowd did it for him, like fucking erupted immediately. That's why I put it just Obafemi on the warpath. Like he's coming for Roman. So, okay, maybe. I mean, you said SummerSlam. I said 2 years because I was like, long-term booking, whatever, some crazy shit. He got to overcome bloodline or something, maybe. But I still wouldn't imagine him beating Roman the first time. But SummerSlam, sure. I mean, we're gonna pull the trigger.
Would lose because of bloodline interference.
Exactly. So maybe that's the first shot he gets in SummerSlam because he wins King of the Ring, like you said. Bloodline interference. You still got Mania, or you still got Royal Rumble winner though, because that's the shot at Mania. So either he's got to win that. We're talking about night 2, or
I can see him winning that.
He could, for sure. Yeah. Brock's not there no more, so it could be that. But I'm saying if you lose that, so you got to take the long way around. So that's the year. But so maybe that'll be our WrestleMania next year, Sunday or night 2, main event, the real main event, as Cameron would say. And I had to put this on here, which was Rio, and more specifically Liv. I put in parentheses, all say goodbye, because we get the segment of Rio breaking up and or not breaking up, but hey, I gotta go do my thing as champion on SmackDown. This is the SmackDown belt, so I gotta go over there. And he was like, okay, represent, girl. And as she's leaving in the hallway, we get the Liv Morgan without the Judgment Day around. Interestingly enough, which is why I really liked it. I even had part of my heart wanting to put this in mid, but this was like too short of a segment. But just a nice, almost like, I believe they're already Swerve Hangman. You know what I mean? With all the shit that we got from them two. She just says, Liv just says, see you around. And Rhea doesn't say anything as Rhea walks away because they're both champions of their show. So it's like, hey, bookend. Maybe that's where I'm like, now we got to spin the block. That's got to be a Mania match.
That's Crown Jewel.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Where they're holding the title still at that point. Yeah, Crown Jewel. Yeah, that don't mean as much. Rhea can win that easy. But you gotta build the suspense for.
You match the match bigger than the actual title that they're fighting for at that point. So it's like
for sure.
They're elevating they're doing more
the
to
match,
elevate the crown jewel title.
To make us want to watch it. For sure. We got to watch that match for sure. And that was Raw.
Yeah, you know what? I almost would put that as mid, just for the fact that like
even that little bit.
I say Rhea is Rey Mysterio to Io.
She's Rey Mysterio to Io.
You know, Rey Mysterio to LWO. Okay. Is Rhea to Io.
Oh wow, that's what you're saying. Oh, that's trash, dog. That's why I'm like, what do you mean Rey Mysterio? Nah, dog. You can't be all that. I guess maybe that's what you're saying. You're breaking her up.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
But no, my point is like, no offense to either one of them. They're both great together. I understand why you would have them together. But I'm like, come on, man. Like, Io need to be stop. You beat this woman 11 times in a row. She ain't never beat you. Yeah. She ain't never beat you unless she comes after her title. That would be dope. Because my initial thought, I'm like, all right, go take on Io.
That's and then you might get
Io versus Rhea Crown Jewel. Both of them holding titles. But it'd be dope if she's like, I'm about to come to SmackDown, but I'm coming not as your friend. I'm coming to challenge you for that belt.
Yeah, we get the draft or whatever.
And now I'm about to go 12-0 on your ass. And then maybe Rhea obviously gets, if she says that, Rhea's definitely getting that win at that point. But I just want to see Io back as a single star. Same thing with kind of like Rhea, but the fact that like Rhea has an excuse to leave now because she's SmackDown champion. I'm like, all right, at least that gets Io back as a singles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So shout out to that, just that aspect. For even Rhea, same thing when we saw Bianca being a tag team champion. It's like, I understand it. Mm-hmm. Rather have you fighting for the women's title.
Mm-hmm. No, facts. So yeah, that was Raw.
Yeah. Let's go over to the bodega, NXT. And I agree with you on
your book should have been Women's World Champion losing. And
I said I was throwing a hypothetical.
Yeah, I know. But Zarya, as we knew, finally this would happen. We get not just the match, but the last woman standing match. Mm-hmm. That's what it ended up being. And we get the climactic the climax of them fighting on top of, that not overused, but perfectly utilized balcony that for some reason does exist in the NXT, arena.
It's a nice promo spot. I'll give it.
No, it is. It is. Because like I said, that's exactly where Blake Monroe needs to come out every time like she does. It's great. But
Soul taking a gnarly.
Yeah. We get the
where she falls through one table. There's two tables set out, but most of her body falls through one table, and the second table that's set up behind it clips the back of her head. And I don't know. I haven't heard anything afterwards. I assume she's okay, but yeah.
I believe she's okay. I mean, sure, the flat of her back definitely went through the one table perfectly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she didn't get as much of a broken fall from that.
Head.
Yeah, I agree. It is more of her head, but like at least there wasn't like, I mean, shit. Speaking of Raw shit, Io, she had another like spot. She fell on her head again. Like I was like, oh my god, like
she needs to stop doing that. Honestly, niggas need to just stop doing that in general because the move's kind of played out at this point. But then
suicide dive, you
flip, and then. Yeah, the chances for you to injure your neck, it's like, bro, like we don't want to have that happen to you from a business standpoint and obviously primarily a health standpoint. Because look what happened to Big E doing a regular suplex that just because this one time it didn't work out.
Yeah,
he's out of a career now, at least from wrestling. So some of that stuff, like we gotta cut it down just for overuse standpoint, because everybody in wrestling.
Yeah. Granted, we would also still say,
and then obviously the risk.
Yeah. Granted, we would still. I mean, we were saying. I mean, I know you agree. Io being the best wrestler on the roster.
Yeah.
Like, so if there's anybody, even with that very scary spot she had like 2-3 weeks ago, you'd be like, okay, it's not like she's not Jeff Hardy or Darby Allin, where it's like, she's still safe. She's that good that she's doing all these things safely. So it's like. Yeah, if anybody gets a run back, it would be Io. And then seeing it again, I'm like, ugh, that's just unfortunate.
Had one a couple weeks ago against Grayson Waller where like he was coming in so fast when he was doing his suicide dive that like Grayson basically didn't
almost
have enough cover.
Overshot.
Yeah. And he was further way down the ramp.
Yeah.
Like almost near the metal part.
Yeah, he fucking flew out. It sure was like
they don't have metal on the floor, but like way further out, like where like there's definitely no padding. So You gotta look into that because that was crazy. But yeah, Soul, hopefully she's okay. But this was her go off.
Yeah. Main run,
From NXT, and she gave her best friend, even in non-kayfabe, because I'm sure they're still great friends.
Yeah.
A much needed rub to her to be the monster and potential next NXT Women's Champion in the near future. So shout out to that, Primo. I would agree. Tatum retaining against Blake Monroe in a casket match.
Yeah.
A bit cartoonish, but I get it.
Yeah. Love her pulling out the diamonds. Yeah. That's a weapon right there. Same effect as thumbtacks.
You know? Oh, yeah. Maybe even... No, it's not worse as thumbtacks, because thumbtacks, well, anything can go into your eye. Like,
yeah, all right. Not the Legos.
When Mick Foley took a pedigree on some thumbtacks, that's crazy.
Yeah.
A thumbtack possibly going into his eye.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're kayfabe diamonds. So that's what I'm saying. So if they're diamonds,
even
that's thumbtacks.
Something that if you took something to the face, they landed on their backs. This is not like the Attitude Era, but
yeah.
If something sharp is able to penetrate your eye like that at any point, that's scary.
Right.
But fun match. I would agree. Mid rising. I just hope maybe this is also. I think people were saying this is Blake send off as well.
No, this is a lot of people send off. So I know we're going to talk a lot about like the call ups, but yeah, I believe so. Speaking of NXT, might as well talk about them. But Blake Monroe, we believe she's going up. Joe Hendry,
he lost to Keanu Carver.
Yeah,
TKO.
Which was great. I fucking love that. Because you don't usually see like TKO, but we really leaned into the UFC of it, whereas like that man was doing like not punches, but you know, it's the protected forearms as much as vicious as you can be doing, basically like some very like Death Riders kind of knockout. But yeah, Joe Hendry, because we saw on Raw that they said there's going to be a Joe Hendry concert on Raw, so that's kind of the giveaway for that. And I think that might have been it, because we're going to talk about the other call-ups, obviously. On
JC Jane and Fatal Influence.
Yeah, that's on SmackDown.
Coming on SmackDown as well. Miles Bourne retained his title against Dion Lennox, but I think the real juice of this is the friction building between Saquon Sugars and Dion Lennox, and how
giving my boy some shine.
Yeah,
I like it.
You think he pulls it out, or Dion Lennox is like, who's the face and heel in that? I feel like Saquon is supposed to be the face, but
yeah, I think Saquon is supposed to be the
face. Especially with Dion Lennox going against Miles Bourne, and Miles Bourne is clearly the face in that situation. I guess Dion is the heel out.
That's what's interesting, because it's a heel group dynamic. So it's like a double negative situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because as a group, Dion and all of Dark State, they're all heels.
But you're going to think Cutler James sides with Dion Lennox. You're going to think that, who's the other guy in the group?
I'll be forgetting. Don't give me the quiz.
Yeah.
Respect.
The other two guys. The other two guys in the Dark State are going to side with Dion Lennox. Remain a heel group. Saquon Sugars becomes a single.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's again. I feel like Saquon is the heel, the face in this. At least in his feud with Dion Lennox.
Yeah. It really, like you said, it just depends on who the other two guys agree with, more than anything. But the shake that I had up here, we got a new speed champion as Lexis King and Birthright. They add some more.
Yeah.
The championship. So Lexis King is the new speed champion, beating EK Prosper. Straight up for the speed title. So that happened. And we also got a promo from Izzy Dame coming out to, face
challenge Lola Vice.
So we know what's next on her challenger card in her rogues gallery, as I would say. And that was NXT right there.
Pretty decent show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to watch this next show for the coffee shop when we get to Dynamite, but I heard that Darby Allin and who did he face?
Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa was really great.
It was fucking awesome.
Matches. Yeah.
It was awesome. I would definitely.
You don't have that's the highest on your card, though.
Well, no, it's funny because now I think about it, it was like as a straight up match. It's the thing that I appreciate about it is because like we know Darby was just christened, so this is his first match as champion, and it's like, all right, as I mentioned before, it's like, well, he's gonna be the guy who's always the permanent underdog as champion, and getting to see him take on Tommaso Ciampa, got a little bit more his weight class, as I mentioned, a little more believable. It's cool to see. Okay, so this is the flavor of match we're getting as far as like what it takes from him to be champion, because it's very CM Punk-esque, where it's like, I mean, he knows he's an underdog. He knows he has to go the extra limit, to overcome Tommaso Ciampa, because there's a sequence in this when Tommaso Ciampa hits, like one of his like running knee bashes into I think it was like Johnny Gargano. He would use that slingshot power bomb, and then into Project Ciampa, the power bomb to the knees. Darby kicks out. I'm sitting there like, he might be down right now, So yeah, absolutely. It might be, sure. This could be. I think I'm still high. Well, yeah, I think I might be. I'm still high on like the fumes of Darby just winning specifically, for me to just think of like put this in top shelf. You know what I mean? But it is. I think I would fuse them together. Him winning into this week, all of it as top shelf. But no, it was great to see that from him. And it was dope. Yeah, we got to see Code Red. Tommaso was everything you wanted him to be.
I gotta check that out.
The only reason, that was the best, like, actual, like, clean match, I guess you would say. This was more story driven for me right here, which I had above. The dynamic of it all, which was Mark Davis actually beating Will Ospreay.
Okay.
By TKO.
I've never seen this match listed as on the card, but yeah, I didn't know the outcome.
And as I watched this, like I knew for sure, I was like, all right, this ain't gonna be for everybody. But as I enjoyed this, where I'm like, okay, Will Ospreay is fucking a made man. It's just a matter of time till he wins the title. So one of those things where I'm prepared to put this like basically in mid, or like it'll be like a lower mid, because I'm like, of course Will's gonna win. That does not happen. What happens is Mark Davis, his former tag partner, his like, as we all love that, like rip you up from the ground pile driver. He did that to him once, like, Will sold it like RVD, spike in his head. He kicks out, but he's still like low key dead. Man, Mark Davis does it on the apron, just does it again, and then does it again, and he's just dead. It's like, and he rolls out, and the ref, or not the ref, but the doctor, is like, oh yeah, he can't go. So it's a doctor stoppage, I guess, by all specific technicality, because he was conscious, and then he hits him with it one more time, or he was about to actually, and then what? Because I probably would have had it made, because I thought it was interesting, but I'm like, all right, you just killed Will Ospreay when he just came back. Is he actually injured? But what happens is the Death Riders come, no music. But they just appear, they're a big mob. And as Mark Davis is about to, he's holding him in the pile driver, he's just staring Moxley in the face. Because, he's looking around. He's, Claudio, this guy, Marina, and Moxley. They don't say nothing. They just stare at him. And he just puts him down and, like, backs away. And then Claudio just pulls him out of the ring. Dead Will Ospreay. And they just pull him. They walk away. So Will Ospreay has been kidnapped by the Death Riders.
It becomes like a change of personality.
That's what
becomes like a Death Rider. It doesn't like remember anything.
Dude, you already hit it on the head. Where I said, or not I said, but I'll be in the comments. Somebody, the top comment was like, "Yo, they about to turn Will Ospreay into the Winter Soldier."
Yeah,
I said, "Oh shit!" Like you said, just brainwashes. Yeah, I'm like, that would be sick.
We know.
Yeah, so to force him into that. Because that would be low-key old school Death Riders anyway.
Yeah.
That's what Death Riders was doing. They beat you in a submission until like you realize you gotta work hard like us, and that's the thing. Instead of just being like basically a dictatorship like Roman. It's very similar, but it's all about, a theocracy with Roman. He's borderline a god with the bloodline.
Yeah.
And just all of that together, surprise, like holy shit. He got killed, and then Death Riders kidnapped him. So those are the primos. Surprise! Talk about counter programming.
I'm surprised right now.
Counter programming.
This I didn't know this Samoa Joe came back.
This was some counter programming. They did their thing, dynamite. Around WrestleMania, because we get the return of Samoa Joe. Just enhancement talent, doesn't really matter. But we get the you hear that theme music, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, Joe!" Like he got a huge ovation. Just beats the shit out of the guy. Doesn't really matter. Joe's back. So
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so Joe's around, and I thought like. The thing with Joe is like how he's so believable as a champion. Like at any point in time, like as long as he's like healthy and can go, and everybody's like, bro, this is the slimmest Joe has been. Like he's fast. If you watch this match, he is flying around this ring. Okay. He looks like he's. I'm not gonna say like Ring of Honor quite yet, but he could be TNA. He could be TNA Joe right now.
Okay,
it's like damn, he looked great. And this is no bias at all because this was just a segment, just talking points. But my goat, we're continuing with this whole rivalry with the Demand, and in the beginning we get, or earlier in the show, I should say, Jericho is getting interviewed by, I forget, backstage, Renee, and the Demand come up and interrupt, and it's like, oh, what could possibly would they want with you? Like, you're the new guy whose gimmick, or your new gimmick is just losing to me every week, getting your ass kicked by the Demand every week. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I do need to do something about that because it's your time, yada. He's like, you got it right now, right? And then later on, we get a segment of we see them backstage again, and instead Jericho is coming out of the locker room, no Demand, and he's like, yeah, I thought I'd like invest in some reinforcements, basically. And we see coming out the back is hey, it's not personal, it's just business. Shelton Benjamin and the Hurt Business, Bobby, everybody's there, MVP, and that's exactly what he says. It ain't personal, it's just business. So it's gonna be funny for the Demand, or the leader of the Demand, to have some PTSD, dealing with the Hurt Syndicate.
I almost would have that at Shake just for the fact that like Bobby and Selson are coming back and still fighting goddamn Ricochet.
That's where it's fine, because I think that I see that as like bookend. This is the first time back, so it's like it's not overcooked. I think we got overcooked, and it's like I'm fine with this as long as you don't sit on it too long. Pay-per-view cycle, whatever. Cool, beat his ass one more time and then move on. Like you said, he should be on to other titles, but or maybe shit. As I said before, when the national championship debuted, I was like, man, this is the black guys division. And Ricochet was the first champion.
Jungle
I was like,
Boy got it now.
Huh?
Jungle Boy got it now.
I know, but he's still in the division. He's the one white
Jungle
guy.
Jack. Let me
Jungle
put
Jack,
some respect on his name.
Yeah, but he's the one white guy in the division. He's confirmed right now because you took Kevin Knight out because now he's TNT. But maybe if they give Bobby the national championship, I'm gonna be so fucking tight. But
I mean, if you want to build up the title, putting it on Bobby and then having him go face like Okada,
he's gonna have to
and being like title for title, and then
you gotta win something though. You gotta
Bobby
Kevin Knight.
Bobby unifies the Continental, or not the Continental, the International and the national title, and maybe he fights Moxley.
There you go.
For the
actual
Continental title, and then unites that and becomes the first person to unite the national, continental, and intercontinental title.
Yeah, international. Yeah, because he'd be a unified national. All three, because he would also become unified champion by winning those other two. So he'll have 4 titles at that point. What else? Yeah, my Shake. Hikaru Shida getting the win over Mina Shirakawa. This is just clearly a flashback to Stardom. If you've never watched Stardom wrestling, this is what it is. The Japanese Joshi. Very good from them. After that, we got some Cope and Cage. We got a promo. Well, Cage wasn't there, so it was just Cope, clearly a recorded backstage promo. Deciding to double down appropriately at Double or Nothing, putting careers on the line to get another shot at the tag team championship. So I think they got to do it.
New tag team champions.
Yeah, exactly. New tag team champions, Cope and Cage, because we got to do it. So, and I felt like I can't ignore this anymore. Personally, Brody King getting the win over the Blackheart, Lio Rush. Have you watched the Blackheart at all?
Not really.
Okay. Lio Rush has been in his bag with like, I'm not gonna like, I'll give him credit. Like he's very Jericho-esque in the sense of like, the reason Jericho's the GOAT for me is he's the king of reinvention. He's having a new gimmick, he has a new phrase, he has a new everything. Lio Rush be swinging for the fences with his gimmicks, and I'm enjoying this. I've watched some of the promos and stuff like this, and I'm pretty sure Lio Rush is similarly, like in a non-comedic way, possessed by a demon as the Blackheart.
Yeah.
Or some type of feral beast. Because even though he's obviously the smallest guy on the entire roster, just because of like the intimidating nature, the character work he's been doing has been very interesting, almost like fiendish, where coming to the ring, he's constantly like talking to these voices. It's the most believable talking to voices in all of wrestling right now.
Okay.
Over Randy, over Bailey, over anybody else talking to like spirits or whatever the fuck. To start matches, he's sitting in the corner. He's like, Johnny said he can't be here anymore. He won't help me anymore. And I'm just like, yeah, what the? Everybody's like, what the fuck is he talking about? But he's been doing this on the indies, you know. And I went back and watched one of his old matches. He drank blood from a heart in an indie match, obviously, like a vial, you know, black liquid thing. And he even like his signal, we were just about, you need to stop with the suicide dive. I'll allow this one thing for the gimmick, but he's able to do this where he literally does the gallop like a four-legged animal. He gallops around the ring to get momentum into the suicide dive. And I'm like, that's just sick.
That's creative.
But he's still, it's a way for a small guy to like no-sell somewhat, to play above or wrestle above his weight class. Because Brody is still just a guy. He's like, what the fuck to start the match? So he still gets a, you know, gory bomb, you know, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, shouts to Leo Rush. I haven't mentioned it. Like he's been featured in last
stuff about it, but I haven't actually seen it. In effect.
But yeah, since you said I got to walk you through it, I felt like it was good to like mention. Yeah, he's doing some great supernatural character work right now. But yeah, that was the coffee shop. Everything from Dynamite. So yeah, like I said, they did their best to counter program both ends of WrestleMania.
That's it. Right now, I would say AEW is still holding that title for back to back.
Right.
Weekly show of the year.
Show, yeah.
So that's it for the coffee shop. Let's head over to the gallery for the book of wrestling. 2 items in the gallery. I'll take the oldest one.
Yeah, I forgot to put the freaking day. Whenever it's this year, it's not the right one.
April 19th, 2010, WWE Eruption.
Which sounds like the sound of a pay-per-view.
Right.
It should be a pay-per-view. That's why I wrote it like that. So
maybe that's what you changed Backlash to. Eruption. Yeah. Due to a volcano erupting in Iceland and causing havoc to air travel, WWE presented Monday Night SmackDown. Of all Raw WWE superstars were stuck in the UK as all flights were grounded, so SmackDown wrestlers took over instead. On the show, Drew McIntyre defeated Matt Hardy. The Undertaker defeated Jack Swagger by pinfall. Kaluber and McGruber defeated Vladimir Kozlov by countout in a 2-1 handicap. I don't know who those guys are.
I remember McGruber. I don't remember Kaluber.
Yeah.
I remember Vladimir Kozlov, obviously.
Yeah. Finally, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Triple H defeated Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and Luke Gallows.
This would have been a retrospect, or what is it when it's afterwards? I forget what the word is, but the championship I gave out just recently, making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
This exactly. Raw would have got it.
What you gotta do? Because I'm like, you tell me, Rey Mysterio, Triple H, and who was that? Edge,
yeah.
On the same team.
Edge, Rey Mysterio,
against
Triple
Luke
H.
Gallows, CM Punk, and
Chris Jericho.
Just
why are these things happening?
Yeah, like I'm sure that if I remember the storyline from back in the day, I probably would understand it. But I'm like, that just seems so odd to see any of those teams be a form.
Yeah.
So
right.
You want to take the second one?
Yes, I do, and I'm going to ask you the question because it feels, or this would be the answer. But do you know who Ken Pantera is?
No.
Okay. Well, the question of We Are on Jeopardy. This was in the Jeopardy set since we have been watching her Family Feud and stuff. April 21st, 1980, at WWF Madison Square Garden show in New York, Ken Pantera defeated Pat Patterson to become the second ever WWF Intercontinental Champion. So that's who that is. Yeah, so second ever, just to know your lineage.
Yeah.
Because everybody remembers Pat Patterson being the first, obviously. But
nobody remembers number 2.
Exactly. So just for your, if you're in Wrestling Jeopardy trivia this week, that question comes up. I felt like that's a simple enough fact to just have because I know I didn't have it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And yeah, there should be a pay-per-view called WWE Eruption. That's why I wrote it like that.
Facts. Let's right over to Friday.
Yeah, WWE Black Friday. Yeah, I renamed it for you guys. Like, this is the Black Friday, the time of year. But it's like, oh yeah, also while you're high on these WrestleMania cards and you think it's really great, we're gonna do the most unfortunate thing that it comes in business and just here's your list of releases. What you got?
The unfortunate aspect of business, and some of it just completely disagree with. But I understand it. But unfortunately, there was a big amount of releases. The entire Wide Six was released. Woo! Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, all and what's the tall person's name?
Oh,
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan, yeah.
All got released. Later we find out Kairi Sane surprisingly released, and she doesn't get to have her blow off with Asuka.
She's the number one where I've seen in the comments, justice for Kairi. Yeah. Everybody's saying justice for Kairi out of like everybody else on
crazy,
the list.
Bro.
It's like insane.
Aleister Black and Zelina Vega released.
You pointed out, you brought it up, like she saw it on stream.
She saw on stream, and she found out in person just like everybody else, and she was like annoyed at Sean Rossap and Fightful for not even letting her have the moment to kind of like unpack it herself.
Yeah.
You know,
and that reminds me of like the famous like meme of like DeMarcus Cousins getting traded like from the Kings to the Pelicans an All-Star weekend.
Yeah,
and the guy just whispers in his ear, and he's like, "Oh, word, that's crazy." Like, you even give him a chance. Like, dang.
So Santos Escobar release.
Man,
Motor City Machine Guns
underappreciated.
Debut and win the tag team titles, and then release within a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, like, less than 2 years,
crazy.
For sure.
Dexter Lumis, we talk about Apollo Crews released.
That's the second time he's been released.
Andre Chase, your boy Chase U, released.
Man, Chase U, I'll miss it.
My birthday sis, Zoe Stark, coming back from a severe leg injury, released during that recovery process. That's crazy. Alba Fire.
Yeah,
release.
I saw the tweets from Chelsea Green and Piper, yeah, saying, you know, you slayed for a Slagent, you know, a
surprise NXT. I didn't see this one coming. Tyra May Steele.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not that surprised about it, honestly. Just because whenever your gimmick is I came from the Olympics and that's all you got, that doesn't transfer well. Like, because we're always trying to like remodel them into Kurt Angle, which Kurt Angle is a one of a kind goat, you know. So that's a high bar to clear. And yeah, we got even like I remember when they tried to feature her real good with the mixed tag and stuff down in NXT. But after seeing that and a little bit on Evolve, it's like, hey, what happened to the Olympian, right?
Yeah.
So
and some other people I'm not familiar with most of these names. Serena Linton, Tyson. Tyreek.
We know them. That's the High Rise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Island.
Do
Malik
not know.
Blade.
Seen him before too.
Trill London, and then former family member Luca Crucifino.
Yeah. Yeah, Zoe Stark. That's a tough one where I'm like, man, dang, like we saw like heinous injury we saw like on some Gordon Hayward shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like this is like. I'm like low key thinking, I'm like, oh, she should be one of the people like we're ready for a return because it was so long ago. I'm like, I know she's in the lab, she's healthy, you know, obviously, but yeah, I'm sure you know she's working on getting towards back into the ring. And just hearing this, I'm like, dang, like that's when you said I don't agree with that at all. Motor City Machine Guns, underappreciation.
I mean, even the Wyatt Six, it's like
the Wyatt Six
debut, but again, I think they mentioned this on Kaz mentioned this on the Masked Man. He was like, it's just being general about just watching entertainment products. Like they almost feel like a nostalgia act. And I was always curious. I'm like, what are you doing beyond just being a remembrance for Bray? No offense to Bray, obviously. It's more of just like, what is your
development of the
character? As your characters, like, what are you guys here for?
Yeah.
And so we never got that answer. And I would probably put that more on WWE Creative rather than the actual wrestlers in that. Alistair is crazy. The rumors about him possibly being involved originally in the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes storyline, but then get passed over for Pat McAfee a week later.
That's
getting
heinous.
Released.
Another one. That's crazy. Like, if that's true,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because you're talking about we can have that Alistair play. I mean, because we've seen it when he's backstage, he's always wearing that black suit, kind of similar to like the Karrion Kross or like Sean O'Hare character being the manipulator, being in people's minds. That makes all the sense in the world for Alistair Black to be doing that. And like, you can elevate him in a fucked up manipulator manager.
And Zelina being a great talker as well to get that over. Like,
and you swap that out for the guy that has his own TV show, like already. Because you want that's insane.
Well, apparently news came out that somebody within the TKO executive branch was at like a student conference or whatever, and said that TKO has complete creative control over WWE. So,
oh my goodness, that ain't good.
I don't know if he was taking out a quote context or just maybe I feel like maybe he's overstating and just kind of said it for effect. I would hope, but
hopefully so. Yeah, because if we're talking about that being a true statement, if that's 100% true, like TKO just is running creative now, then we're talking about something completely different.
Or like Vince McMahon basically just like, you got final say. That's I would not like that at all. Unfortunate. Hate it every year. I hope they find their footing sooner rather than later and not put under these ridiculous ass non-compete clauses.
Yeah.
But I'll be on the lookout for them, especially my girls Zelina and Alistair and
Alistair will go back over to, maybe he'll bring his wife back to AEW. Maybe
I doubt it. But
I doubt it too. We'll see. Exactly.
To the last show of the week, SmackDown Boutique. Polynesian promo, Jacob Solo over Solo in the main event.
No, that was dope. Because earlier on in the night, we get the as we say, I mean, we're building up this tied together, hopefully I'm saying Bloodline returning story. You're saying Bloodline being here already story, but the brothers being like, hey, chill out, we gonna work it out as a family, but you can't be going against Roman like that. And then we get some throwing gas in the fire, Solo and the MFTs coming out. You think he can beat Roman? He can't even beat you. Like, what you over here?
Tama was talking about like, yo, like, why even like,
why are you sweating this?
Yeah, like you focus on the wrong thing.
That's like you said, I know you've been bringing up more emphasis with it, with Tama being disappointed in like the leadership of
and JC Cobbs and Thala and his brother, they all probably agree with Tama.
Yeah, because even with that's where something that might be even, obviously it's fucked up. We just talked about the Wyatt Six not being here, but however much you can transition like a storyline reason for somebody to be like misguided or out of frame, because like we saw it in their blow off match. Thomas finally like, yo, you are misguided, bro. Like you still focused on this. We're continuing with this. So yeah, I think it can only lead us down to, like you said, Tama hopefully taking over MFTs effectively.
Rhea Ripley gets jumped by debuting Fatal Influence in her match against what was it, Alexa?
It was We're Not Friends. Yeah, We're Not Friends versus Paige and
the
Nikki Bella. Yeah, because they're the new champions.
So there was two, but Fatal Influence makes their debut, gets into it with Rhea and the Bellas and Paige and Charlotte and
just beat the shit out of everybody.
Alexa just
basically this was like a woman's Shield debut. That's kind of how I felt. Obviously,
that's a little.
Well, I just mean in the effect of like how they debuted.
I was saying, like, does Lady Reed make this jump?
Well, yeah, we were questioning it. I was asking the question. I was like, does everybody come up? But obviously, right now we know that they do. So,
and that's why you keep Jade with Michin and BFAB. Like,
sure. I guess that makes more sense. Or
two women's squads going at each other.
You can stretch that out a bit to help build JC up and everything.
So,
but yeah, they interrupt the match and say, "Fuck this." Obviously, not as destructive as the Shield was, in their debut. or the Nexus in that case, but in the women's version of like, hey, I mean, those are all heavy hitters, you know, like Paige is still under like legend status right now. You know, she's still on her, I don't know what her ranking is in 2K, but she's probably rounded up to like a 98, you know, right now. Just because like debut and, you know, surprise, all that stuff, and champion. So, yeah, Charlotte's in there, Alexa, those are multi-time champions. But yeah, great look from them. And you know, I'm a huge fan of JC.
Yeah.
But I think she's
It's a good look for them in a team for the first night to make a debut.
However long they stay together, I don't know, like as officially Fatal Influence, but
I feel like you can run it for a while.
A bit, like you said. I mean, I didn't think about it, but you just brought up, hey, you know, Jade and the if we call them baddies now, you know, maybe we can do that. So
I knew this outcome of this match once it was posted on socials that this match was happening during SmackDown, but Tiffany gets the win over Julia and wins the US title. We saw backstage before the match, Julia and Kiana James having a bit of a disagreement. Julia was kind of tight that not being on WrestleMania and blaming her manager Kiana for not doing her job better enough. And
yeah, she just said it with a lot of emphasis.
The beginning of, you know, obviously Tiffany, Golden Girl, they're gonna give her as many opportunities they can. Julia maybe needs a refresher, maybe gets, you know, away from Kiana, has a rivalry, kind of finds her footing as a single star that we expect her to be.
I like that because, I mean, we were mentioning in the Uppies last year, we were talking about most improved and stuff like that, or even just like the time that she got to burn in the ring, we were like, it stands out. Like, I mean, because we got to see them tag up against We're Not Friends a few times, and like when it was her and Charlotte, I was like, okay, like we got some here with Kiana. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Ideally, once again.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Danhausen had a long skit.
Yeah, he did.
With Miz going to his house, making his life a living hell. Maurice comes home. She gets some type of powder substance blown on her by her own husband, and then Danhausen leaves with Miz's daughter's bike.
Yeah.
Steals Madison's bike. Has his match against the Miz and ends up getting the win.
Cursed him again, and this time, as he was draping the ropes the way Matt Hardy used to do, and he sat up like Undertaker, Danhausen, and then did "You Are Cursed," and the pyro went off and blinded Miz into the good old schoolboy 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's how that went. Still undefeated, and with the tail of the tape. I like the, you know, just leaning into the 6'9", 350 pounds, like curse rate 100%.
He looks every bit of it too. Like, I don't know why Michael Cole's tripping, or whoever else is on the call. Shake Cody Rhodes promo just coming out, giving us a babyface promo, saying that he could challenge him anytime, but he's not hard to he's hard to beat. So good luck, basically.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, there's no more extra to even put on that for real, because that's the same thing that I say. It's a typical Cody. I still got the belt promo.
Your champ is here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna just shade WWE, but I definitely missed to get this because I do got Reggie this week.
I missed it. Sorry.
No, you actually know this Reggie. We talked about it yesterday. But Dynamite, I'm gonna go back because Samoa Joe returned, and just because Samoa Joe, you know who else returned? At the end of the match. So he beats the enhancement talent, and he's just, you know, throwing up his shaka, backing up the ramp. Who's standing there to dap him up?
Who's else that wasn't Royce Keys or
You're right.
Powerhouse Hobbs?
You're right. Right there.
That was Asian guy's name. I forget his name. I'm blanking.
I don't give a fuck about Hook.
Oh, Hook. I was thinking about
Shibata. You were thinking Shibata.
Yeah.
It was Hook.
Okay.
That's where I was like, bro, what the fuck? I remember even, what was it, last year when I said, when Hook returned, I forget which match it was. Yeah. But Hook returned and he caused like a title.
In the cage match.
It was in the and the Hangman, when Joe beat Hangman for the title. And I was like, are we gonna give a fuck about Hangman? Excuse me. Yes, thank you. About Hook.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, are we gonna give a fuck? And I remember right then, you're right. Nah, probably not. And I didn't. And now it's like, just because Joe's here, now we got to get the pusher. I'm like, no, man, get his ass out. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. But anyway, just because I noticed that, I noticed my SmackDown Reggie that I had up there, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to just shit on WWE. But my SmackDown Reggie, you were here, and it's partially your fault, but Jeff Rutledge interrupting my U.S. champion, my U.S. championship entrance,
Mark
my first
Rippon.
one. Huh?
Mark Rippon.
Oh, okay. I said Jeff Rutledge. I was backup. Oh, it was Matt Rippon. Oh, Matt Rippon. He was starting
Mark
QB.
Rippon.
Mark Rippon. He was starting QB for
Bruh?
that. Yeah, for that championship
Yeah.
team. Oh, I thought it was the backup. That's why I went to backup.
No. He was a starter.
Yeah.
Mark Rippon. Yeah.
I looked up Jeff Rutledge and I saw he was the backup. So
Okay.
I thought you said he was the backup. But either way, yeah. Just interrupting my champ because we got a diehard Commanders fan here. Just like the Commanders on the clock. Commanders, you get a Reggie for this motherfucker monologuing for 3 minutes straight. Where I'm like, I even gestured because I knew selfishly. I said, I didn't even mean to say it out loud. I knew the Commanders were coming up, but I absentmindedly said out loud, like, hey, Trick.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm like, okay, it'll be quick.
That's what I thought.
The whole time, and we got it on split screen, and we watched Trick. Speaking of Black Dynamite and shit, and I know, honestly, low-key, it's a Reggie because I didn't get to watch it in the moment.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this would be primo. Yeah. Like just the entrance, because we get the walkout from the whole back. He in the locker room, Yachty's back there. He like, yeah, I'm the title man. Coming out with the gingerbread man. He walking through the hallway, backhand slapping people and shit. Like Bernie Mac coming off it. Like, I'm like, bro, this is everything. And meanwhile, I'm hearing, oh yeah, we like to thank the foundation of all these people donating. I don't give a fuck. Where is the draft pick?
Make
at?
the 71st pick of the fucking draft.
The 71st pick. I do not care, bro. And we go through the whole segment, not the whole segment, but the good part, entrance.
The entrance, yes. I agree with you. I'll give that Reggie because again, I didn't know. I thought you were just gonna make the pick, but this dude monologue. The fans hated it. I hated it. The even the non-committed
they started
fans,
chanting him.
Everybody was annoyed at Mark Rippon.
Or they started booing him. Yeah. They were like, yo, get to the pit. We don't give a fuck.
You are not alone about that. Even Commanders fans were annoyed by Mark Rippon.
In the moment I feel was Reggie because it was a primo entrance.
Right during the black man. He knew the black man was coming out and he's like, let me hold this up.
Right. But no, the segment was great. And like you said, we're getting more of this Sammy heel turn, clearly. Yeah. And as I mentioned before, he had to double down on like, oh, I got to make sure that they still know my face.
Yeah, do you think Sammy returns back to the bloodline?
And that's a way to like get what you want.
That was when he was happiest. That's when he was most successful.
Yeah, go ahead and make Sammy U.S. champion. Don't none of them give a fuck about that title.
They hold all the gold.
Exactly. Run it back.
All gold, everything.
Mm-hmm. Beat Jacob into submission. Get the boys back together. Sammy can have the U.S.
They need to go to AAA and get a trios title if they have that.
Maybe even that.
That'd be dope. If the Bloodline was in fucking AAA.
Oh yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, no, that'd be a huge.
And
that'd be a crazy.
Do they have a trios title? They need to have a trios title and
trios. Yeah, they have a trios title.
Bloodline needs to win the trios title.
Yeah, because they only got mixed and trios are the only two different ones.
Yeah, get the Usos with Jake with Solo.
Yeah,
to win the
faction title basically. Yeah.
That'd be
well. If that's the case, then you're just praying for Dom's gonna get broken in half for the AAA Mega Championship because if Roman just wants to take that from him, he can just take it. So
that'd be some major
belt collector Roman.
But I'm saying like Dominic,
no, that's fire.
Versus Roman and AAA at like their WrestleMania for the AAA title, and Roman just talking about like this is my business, this is my company. TKO owns all this, and I'm the TKO, and he basically is like, I'm taking
all the belts,
all this shit.
He takes TNA, not anything but UFC. He can take the TNA, AAA.
Yeah,
just have all the belts. Belt collector Roman is fire. That's at least a year and a half. Yeah, for sure.
And he takes Cody's belt.
Right. Sure, spin the block on that. Cody Roman 3.
Let's go to champions. I don't have any this week.
Yep, I had 2. This one. I got it's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's referee Adrian Butler title going to referee Adrian Butler.
Okay.
Because I do watch AAA and I watched this AAA it was during WrestleMania weekend. They had, or not AAA, excuse me. It was
TMLO.
No, it was WWE Showcase or whatever, like during WrestleMania weekend.
Okay.
So it was Lola Vice and
Oh, this is talking about like a WWE World.
Thank you,
yeah,
WWE World.
yeah.
Thank you, Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana versus Shiloh Hill and I forget who the girl
It wasn't Peyton Paxley. It was someone else.
Yes,
that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. But during the match, for whatever reason, so Shiloh Hill, he knew that Thea Hale, thank you, yeah. So he knew about Layeska, and he had his own. Did you watch this? I want to explain it to you. Okay, so he knew that he was going to go up against the animal. So he had a little like Siberian white tiger, basically, like when Finn Balor had like the puppet Balor. So he had like a little white tiger thing. And Layeska and the white tiger are fighting on the outside, right? So now we got this hand fighting. And then for whatever, I don't know why this happens, but I think it was animal cruelty is what they said was happening. So in order to stop the animal cruelty, referee Adrian Butler decides to intervene in this. I'm sure our viewers can't see, but on the outside, we just talked about we need to stop the suicide dive, but all of a sudden, why is this happening? Oh my God.
That's the referee?
That's the referee. And he just gets up. Referees don't have zero. All right, well, he has at least 5 HP.
Yeah,
clearly.
he took a boost.
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh,
Before the
what's
match.
happening? But so it's just like, hey, for do it once again, show me shit I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Like, clearly, I mean, we know most referees are workers or former wrestlers or active wrestlers, but it's like during a WWE sanctioned match, the referee went on the offensive, but not just a push. This was a suicide dive.
He's for Jessica Carr.
Right. And my other champion, this is, we all know, the Lance Stevenson title for playing mind games. We all know the famous gif of Lance Stevenson in the Eastern Conference Finals blowing in LeBron's ear is going to go to Tommaso Ciampa for Darby during his for Dynamite while Darby was talking his shit as champion. MJF comes out and he's like, hey, give me my rematch, you little shit. And he's like, nope, get in the back of the line, you don't deserve anything. Ciampa is the one who has the title shot, as you know, put on a great match. But Ciampa is coming by, like walking past MJF on the ramp. MJF is halfway down the ramp. And he starts talking shit to Tommaso Ciampa, like, this is my time and all this shit. You can't hear what he's saying, but it's just in character talking shit. And Tommaso Ciampa, the psycho killer that he is, just stares him down the eyes and just kisses him on the cheek and just keeps walking. And like, I think that was like off the cuff. Like that clearly wasn't rehearsed, but it was like great. The reactions from MJF, like at the moment, like what the fuck? Like why did he do that? So the playing the mind games of like being all weird because you can go hard. I mean, we'll psycho kill you, Tommaso Ciampa. So I enjoyed that.
Shout out,
yeah.
And that
for playing the mind games
this week in wrestling on the Wrestling Rehab Podcast, episode 94. Woody, where can they find us?
Here. You knew that already, though. And send us an email at thewrestlingreup@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe on this channel, and check in with us next week.
Episode 95, and we're officially in season 3. We'll catch y'all. Peace.